So today we're going to get a look at the SH Figuarts Padme and Anakin Skywalker. I got Anakin in a little over 2 weeks ago, I think, a few weeks ago, but I wanted to save him for Padme because I knew Padme was coming shortly behind him, and I did get her in yesterday, so now we have an opportunity to take a look at both of these figures together, which is what I really wanted to do. So we're going to get a look at these guys here today and pull them out of their boxes. Now, as you guys can see with these two particular boxes, usually there is a window where you can see the actual figure on the inside. However, because these are overseas exclusives and not meant to be displayed on the shelf, they come in a box that only presents them with the promotional artwork there. So that's why you're not seeing the actual figure behind a window, which is fine. I do enjoy these, so we'll get a look at the figures as we pull them out of the box, but I do want to get a look at the boxes themselves. So we're going to get a little spin on those boxes and take a look at the side view there, and obviously on both boxes you have the Star Wars logo with some information there on the side, and then going back around to the other side of the box, you have again the promotional photography for both figures there, and some readables there on this side, and I'll put that up close to the camera in case you guys want to read those and take a look at that. You can pause the video. So there that is. And then of course, and I don't even know if that's readable, American wise anyway. And then here is the back of the box for both characters. And I'm gonna back them up just a bit here so we can get everything on camera there. So obviously we have more promotional artwork or photography there. Anakin does come with two different blades there as well, which is absolutely cool, and two different head sculpts as well, angry face and regular Anakin. Padme comes with the battle droid blaster. She also is presented with the scratches that she receives, and then of course we also have two different head sculpts as well with her, a bit of a mean face and then regular face Padme. And then of course we have some readables there at the bottom of each box. So that is a look at both boxes on each one of these figures. So we are going to pull them out of the box, so let's go ahead and get that done right. All right, you guys, so we have both figures out of the box, still in their plastic containers, but I wanted to show you what they look like, or what all of the contents look like inside of the containers. So obviously we have Anakin here with the 4 different hand poses, or the 2 different pairs of hands there, along with his blade, and then of course we also have Obi-Wan Kenobi's blade as well there, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, that is Obi-Wan's blade as well. And we also have the 2 different head sculpts there for Anakin. And then of course here on the other side we have Padme here with her 2 sets of hands, battle droid blaster also as well. And then of course the other head sculpt on this particular figure. So very, very cool, lots of accessories, and that's why these particular figures are a bit more than your standard Black Series that range from anywhere from $20 to $25, maybe a bit more for exclusive or special figures. But these particular figures range anywhere from $65 to $99. I paid $99 for each one of these because they are overseas exclusive. So The Figuarts figures are a bit pricey, guys, but there is a reason for that. You get, again, several different accessories that come with these figures. And then, of course, the articulation is also a major bonus with these figures as well. So, guys, we're going to get these guys out of their plastic casing. We're going to free them, and we're going to get a real good close look at them. So let's go ahead and get that done right now. All right, you guys. So here we go. We have everyone out of the box with a couple of their friends here in the 3.75 scale. These, obviously, the 3.75 scale figures are from the earlier, I don't know the exact name of that particular line, but it's early 2000s line. There's not much articulation with the 3.75, but I really do enjoy these figures. I've been picking them up lately at my local collectible shop here in Culver City, Al's Collectibles. As you guys can tell, I'm a very big fan of the prequels. So I really do enjoy these figures, and I thought it'd be nice to bring these figures out along with the SH Figuart figures with the same likeness, excuse me. So there they are out of the box, guys. So we're going to get a closer look at both figures. As a matter of fact, what we're going to do first is get a closer look at the second head sculpt on each of these figures. So we're going to start off with Anakin's head sculpt here, guys. So I'm going to put it up to the camera, and there it is, guys, and I hope you can see it well. I hope it's, I want to get it focused. There it is, guys. So I hope you can see it. I hope it's in focus. I want to make sure that you guys get a very good look at that head sculpt there. There's a side profile, a full front profile, the other side profile, and then we're going to turn them around so you guys can get the full scope. And there is the back. So there is the head sculpt. Now, as I had mentioned with Anakin, he does come with two different sabers. However, I was surprised to find that there were actually 3 sabers in this particular box, so that was very, very cool. Now, he obviously comes with his saber here with the blue, and then he also comes with Obi-Wan saber. All right, so you can tell that this is Obi-Wan because it has that little lip there and then the gold in between. So there's Obi-Wan saber. This is Anakin's blue saber, which eventually gets passed on to Luke, which eventually gets passed on to Rey. This particular saber, I want to assume that is Qui-Gon's saber, if I'm not mistaken, and I don't know why it comes with the Anakin pack here, but he does have it. So it actually comes with 3 different sabers, guys, which is really, really cool. I actually messed up one of my sabers for the Padawan Obi-Wan. Which I believe maybe his original, maybe this one right here. So I have an additional saber, so that's absolutely cool. We do know in the Attack of the Clones, Anakin does pick up Obi-Wan's saber in his duel versus Dooku. So very, very cool. As a matter of fact, this particular guy right here, and I'm sure you guys already have seen this guy already and are very familiar with it. This guy actually comes with the removable arm, so very, very cool. All right, guys, so that is a look at the additional head sculpt, the angry face head sculpt on Anakin. Now, let's get a closer look at the figure itself and the nice face Anakin there. So there he is with his sabers. Love the material. It's all plastic mold material, but this is very light plastic, so it's very flexible and movable. And then, of course, he also comes with the hilt that is also removable. Very, very good detail on these figures, obviously, guys, as you can see. And then, of course, very good articulation on these figures. I'm just going to move some of these guys to the side so I can get in here and show you some of the articulation. So in the arms, we get a good range of movement there, up and down, and then we bring it as high as that. And so it's a very good range of motion with these figures. You flex them out there that way. The hands, which I'm sure, as you guys know, are very delicate on these guys, but you do get a good range of motion with the hands there. And so very, very cool. And then in the legs, get a very, very good bend right there with Anakin. Flexes out about that far. So very, very cool articulation with these figures. And then in the waist, you get that much of a side bend that way, bend over, backwards. So again, a good range of motion. A little disappointment with the articulation in the with the head, or maybe mine is just stiff. I'm not sure, but you get a little bit of tilt there, not a lot. A little bit of tilt there, not a lot. That's as good as he's going to be able to look up for you, and then he goes down pretty well. So you can have him looking at the ground, but if there's something up in the sky, he's probably not going to see it unless he's bending. And I have him bent back in the full bent back position. So if he's looking up, that's probably the best that you're going to get him looking up, which is not really too cool. So not really too impressed with the range of motion with the head. But everything else is pretty good. Paint apps are really, really nice. I don't see anything that looks out of place in regards to the paint app. So I think they did a really, really good job on that as well. So very, very good figure. Very, very impressed with Anakin here. So very, very cool figure. So we're going to get a look at Padme. And we're going to pull her up front and center. So let's get her up front and center. So here is a look at Padme and her head sculpt here. And I want to get you guys a good look at her head sculpt. And I hope it is in focus. So there we go. I think it is a pretty decent likeness to Natalie Portman here. I do really enjoy the ripped shirt effect with this figure. Absolutely awesome. I don't even bother. I'm not even bothered by the joint, the naked joint there with the naked arm. I think it looks really, really good. I usually don't like the joints to be exposed like that. Which you typically get with Figuarts. Obviously, as you see the joint there with Anakin, but you know it's you pay the price for articulation. You know, you get really good articulation with these type of joints, but again, the joints are a bit exposed more than you would probably want. But that's quite all right with these particular figures. Because the quality is so good, and that's what you're basically paying for, is the quality. So we're going to get a 360 look at Padme. As you can see, she has her holster on her belt, which actually does not hold anything. It's just a plastic mold. And then, of course, we have the scratches on the back, which were created by this particular guy. However, he is not in the proper scale. For this figure, he is in the 3.75 scale. Unfortunately, they haven't given us this guy in the 6-inch scale yet. So we'll be waiting for that. So there is a look at Padme 360. So very, very cool figure. And then again, The articulation is pretty much similar to Anakin. A very good range of motion with the arm, comes all the way around, pulls out to the side. She can extend out to the side here. Leg bend, a lot better than Anakin actually, due to his tunic gets in the way of his knee bend, but she's gets a little bit more flexibility. Women are more flexible than men anyway, so that is what it is. So really good figure. Very impressed with both of these figures, and obviously these are a must-have for any prequel fan like myself, guys. So I really enjoy these figures, and love the SH Figuart line. When it comes to Star Wars, they do a really good job. They are pricey, as I mentioned earlier, but what you pay for in price, they make up in quality with these particular figures. So very nice figures. And one of the other things that I really enjoy, now even though you do get a lot of exposed joints here with the Figuarts, they've decided to include like a small piece right here over the ball joint to cover up that joint. So I mean, they do pay attention to the quality. They do their best to hide the joints as much as possible. So very cool that they give you that additional piece to cover up the joint there, just to make her just a bit more presentable on the shelf and posable. So very cool. And then of course the addition of the belly button, I think they did a really good job there, and I just want to pull it up just a bit so you guys can get a look at that sexy belly button there on our Padme. So excellent job by Figuarts. Very happy to get these figures in, especially as a prequel fan here. So excellent figure, guys. But what I want to know is what your thoughts are on these figures. Do you collect the Figuarts figures? Are they a bit too pricey for you? And would you rather stick with the Black Series line? And incidentally, if you guys aren't aware, the scale is perfect for your Black Series figures. They do fit with your Black Series figures. Unfortunately, I didn't bring any of my Black Series figures with me to do a size comparison here. But typically the scale is on point with these figures. And because Black Series hasn't given us a Padme, I believe they have given us this version of Anakin, but the head sculpts on these particular figures tend to be a bit better than your Black Series line. So that's why I do purchase the Figuarts figures, but I only purchase the human likeness figures, not the battle droids or troopers or any of that nature, because that head sculpt is so basic that I think Black Series, you can do well with the Black Series without having to pay the price for the Figuarts version for the troops and other figures. But when it comes to the human face figures, maybe even some of the alien figures where you want to get a precise head sculpt, then you're doing very well when you're purchasing your Figuarts figures. However, Black Series has updated their face technology where they scan the actor's face, and then they're able to implement that onto the figure, as we saw with a lot of the Black Series releases from the San Diego Comic-Con this past weekend. For example, the new Rey figure has an excellent head sculpt, much better than her original release. And of course, the Luke Skywalker looks amazing as well. So there it is, guys. Again, I would like to know what your thoughts are. Please like and subscribe, and put any comments that you may have down below. I will be checking and responding to those comments. But I want to thank you very much for watching this review, and may the Force be with you always.